If you've recently discovered Japanese women's wrestling, or Joshi, and you have absolutely no idea where to start, don't worry. This video is going to give you a beginner-friendly overview of all things Joshi, including the biggest promotions, what makes each one unique, who some of the top stars are, and most importantly, where you can actually watch them.
Because once you fall down the Joshi magical sugar rabbit hole of beautiful violence, it becomes very easy to suddenly have 10 different streaming subscriptions, a collection of BBM trading cards, 3 hate shirts, and perhaps a Starlight Kid plushie.
Don't forget the banner.
It was implied. Needless to say, that's after 1 week.
So, let's start with the basics. Stylistically, Joshi often feels very different from women's wrestling you'd see anywhere else in the world. Joshi promotions tend to place a huge emphasis on athleticism, striking, pacing, long-term storytelling, and emotional intensity inside the ring. Matches can range from incredibly technical to brutally hard-hitting to completely chaotic and comedic, sometimes all on the same show.
And while until recently, Western wrestling historically treated the women as a special attraction attached to the men's product, Joshi promotions are entirely women-focused. That environment helped create some of the most legendary female wrestlers of all time.
Joshi has an incredibly important history, going back as early as the 1950s, when legendary women's wrestler Mildred Burke toured Japan, introducing the country to a new level of women's wrestling and inspiring the creation of companies like All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling. It was, in fact, that promotion, All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling, that became a cultural phenomenon in the 1980s through the mid-90s, led by stars such as the Crush Gals, Dump Matsumoto, Jaguar Yokota, Manami Toyota, Bull Nakano, Aja Kong, Akira Kuto, and Kyoko Inoue.
AJW achieved one of the biggest milestones in wrestling history when in 1994 they spearheaded the legendary Big Egg Wrestling Universe show at the Tokyo Dome, which drew over 30,000 fans and remains one of the world's largest and longest women's wrestling events ever held.
Today, Joshi is more internationally accessible than ever before. Promotions regularly run shows in America, partner with companies like AEW and CMLL, and attract fans worldwide through streaming services and social media.
So now that you think you know what Joshi is, let's talk about the promotions you should know.
Founded in 2011, Stardom is currently the biggest and most internationally recognized Joshi promotion in the world. If someone discovers Joshi through their favorite WWE superstar, or that cool newcomer on a random AEW Dynamite, there's a very good chance it's Stardom.
Stardom's style is built around fast-paced action, high-level technical wrestling, hard-hitting strikes, faction warfare, and deeply emotional storytelling. Big matches often feel dramatic and intensely personal, which is a huge part of why fans get so attached to the rosters.
Some of the company's biggest stars include Saya Kamitani, Starlight Kid, Azumi, Maika, Natsupoi, Shiri, Hanan, Hazuki, and Maki Ito. Stardom is owned by the company Bushiroad and acts as a sister promotion to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Stardom also maintains close partnerships with AEW and CMLL, helping many wrestlers gain exposure outside of Japan through cross-promotional shows and dream matches.
You can watch Stardom through their dedicated streaming service on Stardom World for 920 yen a month. There you'll find live streams, on-demand shows, and an archive of shows spanning Stardom's history. Major pay-per-views are also available internationally through StageCrowd and then later uploaded to Stardom World.
This accessibility to the current product as well as their history is one of the reasons Stardom remains the go-to Joshi brand.
Marigold is one of the newest major Joshi promotions, launching in 2024 under wrestling promoter Rossi Ogawa after his departure from Stardom. Because of Rossi's involvement, a lot of fans immediately compared the two promotions, but Marigold has begun to carve out its own identity.
The company focuses heavily on strong presentation, athletic wrestling, and star building. The in-ring style blends modern Joshi intensity with classic influences from older eras of women's wrestling. If you're looking for something without a long history that you can watch build and grow, you might find yourself drawn to the Dream Star fighting ring. Some of Marigold's standout names include Mayu Iwatani, Victoria Yuzuki, Miku Aono, and Mai Sakurai.
Marigold has already developed relationships with international wrestling promotions, including appearances and collaborations involving WWE talent like Io Sky and other global independents who want to make their name in Japan. Shows are streamed live, on demand, on Wrestle Universe, making it one of the easier and newer promotions for international fans to access.
Founded by legendary wrestler Meiko Satomura in 2005, with its first show held in 2006, Sendai Girls Pro Wrestling has a reputation for producing some of the hardest-hitting wrestling action in all of Joshi.
If you like intense strikes, physical matches, and a more serious sports presentation, Sendai Girls is probably going to be your thing. The promotion mixes veteran wrestlers with younger prospects, and because of its small main roster size, frequently collaborates with freelancers and wrestlers from other promotions for its shows.
Some notable stars include Chihiro Hashimoto, Dash Chisako, and Mika Iwata.
Sendai Girls has historically maintained strong relationships with international companies and independent wrestlers, especially in the UK and the United States, as well as featuring wrestlers from Stardom, Marvelous, and other promotions on their shows.
You can watch Sendai Girls shows both live and on demand on Wrestle Universe. And if backstage content is your jam, they've recently started a YouTube series showing behind-the-scenes content from their shows and everyday lives as Joshi wrestlers that gives you a closer look at their personalities.
Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, or TJPW, offers a very different flavor of Joshi compared to Stardom or Sendai Girls.
Founded in 2012, TJPW combines its own flavor of in-ring wrestling with vibrant personalities, idol culture influences, comedy, and emotional storytelling.
And honestly, that variety is part of the charm. A TJPW show can go from genuinely hilarious comedy wrestling to an emotionally devastating title match in the span of 20 minutes.
Some of the company's biggest stars include Miyu Yamashita, Miyu Watanabe, Shoko Nakajima, and Mizuki.
TJPW is affiliated with DDT Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah through parent company Cyberfight, and many of its wrestlers have appeared internationally in AEW and on independent shows. More recently, we've seen TJPW successfully run their own shows in America and Canada, proving just how worldwide Joshi has become.
You can watch everything TJPW through Wrestle Universe, which also includes DDT and Noah content.
Marvelous was founded by Joshi legend Chigusa Nagayo of the Crush Gals fame in 2014. The promotion has a strong focus on traditional Joshi fundamentals, mentorship, and intense physical wrestling. While also showcasing younger talent and freelancers, Marvelous has produced some of Joshi's favorite wrestlers in its short history.
Marvelous often feels slightly more old school compared to promotions like Stardom or TJPW, which many longtime Joshi fans absolutely love. Key wrestlers associated with Marvelous include Takumi Iroha, Mio Momono, the tag team Magenta, and rookie standout Senka Akatsuki.
Marvelous frequently collaborates with other Joshi promotions and independent wrestlers from across Japan. They are also partnered with the independent promotion West Coast Pro Wrestling in California, and they run collaborative shows on a regular basis.
While Marvelous isn't available all in one place, they've started uploading more and more shows to Wrestle Universe and have a healthy presence on YouTube.
Oz Academy is one of the longest-running active Joshi promotions. Founded in 1998 by legendary wrestler Mayumi Yazaki, compared to newer promotions, Oz Academy leans heavily into veteran experience, chaotic faction warfare, weapon matches, and a rougher, more aggressive style. It has a reputation for feeling unpredictable and sometimes downright violent in the best possible way.
Some of the notable wrestlers associated with Oz Academy include Mayumi Ozaki herself, Sonako Kato, and Akino. Oz Academy also works frequently with freelancers and veteran Joshi talent from across the wrestling scene, including regular appearance from Stardom's own Sareee.
Shows are available periodically through streaming services and DVD releases, though it can be slightly harder for beginners to follow consistently compared to Stardom or TJPW.
If every other Joshi promotion feels intimidating to get into, ChocoPro is the complete opposite.
Created by Emi Sakura, ChocoPro is a uniquely intimate wrestling promotion filmed primarily inside Ichigawa Chocolate Square, a tiny room with no wrestling ring.
Yes, seriously.
Matches happen directly on mats surrounded by fans, walls, furnitures, and absolute chaos. But despite the unconventional setting, ChocoPro features incredible wrestling, creative matches, and a genuinely welcoming community atmosphere. You can just tell everyone's happy to be here.
Some recognizable names include Emi Sakura, Mei Saruga, and Balian Aki. ChocoPro has strong ties to AEW through Emi Sakura and hosts guest appearances from international wrestlers regularly. The best part? ChocoPro shows are free to watch on their YouTube channel. It's incredibly low effort to get into, and you won't be sorry for checking it out.
There is no lack of Joshi wrestling of every style and sensibility to suit your taste. The ones we mentioned are truly just the tip of the iceberg.
There are still big names you'll hear out there in the wild, such as Women's Pro Wrestling Diana, headed by legends Kyoko Inoue and Jaguar Yokota. Yes, they still wrestle. Pro Wrestling Wave, which hosts Joshi wrestlers from all different promotions, and that's not to mention promotions that feature Joshi wrestlers, such as Taka Michinoku's Just Tap Out, Pro Wrestling Noah, Michinoku Pro, PPP Tokyo, and a host of others. Once you start watching Joshi, you'll find an endless variety of places and people to explore, which is why getting lost in it all is so easy and so worth it. I can already hear you asking,
but where is Sareee?
And honestly, that question opens the door to one of the most unique things about Joshi wrestling: freelancers.
Unlike many Western wrestling companies where talent are locked into exclusive contracts, Joshi wrestling has an enormous freelancer culture. You could think of it like the independents. Huge wrestling personalities like Sareee, Unagi Sayaka, Chi-Chi, and many others move between promotions, appearing all across the Joshi scene depending on the show, storyline, or matchup.
That means you might see the same wrestler appear in Sendai Girls one week, Marvelous the next, and then show up on an independent super show a few days later.
Freelancers are honestly one of the biggest reasons Joshi feels so interconnected. Some promotions have smaller dedicated rosters and rely heavily on freelancers and cross-promotional relationships to build cards, and because of that, dream matches happen constantly.
A freelancer like Sareee can become one of the biggest stars in all of Joshi without necessarily being tied permanently to one specific company. She can even run her own insanely stacked, independently promoted shows under the Sareeism banner and draw massive crowds because of the name she's built for herself. It also means fans often follow wrestlers just as much as they follow promotions. If you love a specific wrestler, there's a good chance they'll eventually lead you into discovering 3 or 4 entirely new promotions along the way.
One thing you'll quickly realize about getting into Joshi is that community matters a lot. Because many promotions are smaller than major Western companies, social media becomes incredibly important for following storylines, announcements, translations, schedules, and even wrestler personalities outside of the ring.
From our perspective, X is basically the central hub of the Joshi fandom. Most promotions post match graphics, results, backstage comments, and live updates there. Wrestlers constantly post photos, share merch announcements, continue storylines, and build their personal brands through social media.
A lot of English-speaking Joshi fans also help translate promos, explain storylines, recommend matches, and guide newer fans toward promotions they might enjoy. That community aspect is a huge reason people fall so deeply into Joshi wrestling. And if you're brand new, don't be afraid to ask questions. Joshi fans are usually very excited to help someone discover their new favorite wrestlers.
And honestly, all of this is only scratching the surface. Joshi wrestling is an enormous world with decades of history, wildly different styles, and some of the most passionate fans in wrestling.
If you're completely new, our recommendation is simple. Try a little bit of everything. Eventually, one promotion is going to click with you, and that's usually where the obsession starts.
If you're looking for a place to keep up with everything happening in the world of Joshi, you've found it. Be sure to subscribe to the Cult of Joshi YouTube channel and follow us everywhere at Cult of Joshi for news, match recommendations, and weekly discussions covering the entire Joshi scene. Our weekly podcast will help you stay up to date on all the biggest shows, stories, and wrestlers across Japan.
Bye!